4, and that's a lot when you consider that Benitez hardly landed anything worthwhile in that round again, and we may see a fighter being intimidated.
Get away from everything.
We're going to take a look at that exchange again as Hearns tries to measure Benitez. Benitez normally likes to fight on the ropes and punch off the ropes, but in this case he's just being kept too busy, and if half the punches are landing, that's all that's necessary. Manuel Stewart has very little to say to Hearns because Hearns is fighting practically a perfect fight right now.
Third round. Super welterweight championship. Wilfred Benitez, Tommy Hearns.
You know, Benitez is such a proud champion. He really gets upset. He considers it an insult when the opponent gets the best of him. He picks the pace up. If he gets caught with a good shot, he gets stronger and more aggressive. So you might see a change in Benitez this round.
Hearns has done the only damage in the fight, and in that exchange that you saw in the replay, really only 2 punches plus one that was a little bit low landed. One was a good one.
One thing that's unusual about a guy like Tommy Hearns' size, the fact this man can throw so many punches. You know, it's unbelievable. Normally a guy that tall, his hand speed, you know, it's always not that quick. But Tommy can throw so many punches so fast.
Tommy is doing a lot of the painting that you expect Wilfred Benitez to do. There's almost a mirror image here.
You know, Benitez, his stance, it seems as though he wants to throw a right hand. When I fought Benitez, the same wide stance, it looks as though he's attempting to throw a right hand. So I was always prepared for that.
Benitez can't switch hands. He will do it from time to time, but he considers himself a natural right-hander. Counter punch by Hearns.
See, this is the difference here. Benitez is a great counterpuncher, but for a guy with Tommy's height and reach advantage, it's a different story altogether because he's able to land Benitez land, and he pulls back. Tommy's arms are so long, he can hit you on the way out, or way back.
Hearns getting inside for just a moment, peppering Benitez with a jab.
Now that's a good punch, Barry. The punch that Benitez tried attempted to land, that upward jab. He goes down like a little crouch and comes up with that left jab. Not straight, but in the angle, upward.
Benitez lunging at him, caught him, I think, with the arm more than with the hand that time. Benitez a combination. End of the round.
As Ray indicated by the stance of Benitez in that round, it has seemed to me, even from the first round, that Benitez was looking to throw a big right hand over the jab of Hearns, but as you say, Hearns has been in and out of there so quick with his long reach that he hasn't been able to reach him.
The plan is still working real good where you're going. Everything's still behind the jab. The fight progress as a man's reflexes slow down. A lot of the shots is barely missing will start connecting. The main thing, you have control of the fight. And that's a very important factor right now because the fight is very close. It's just the idea who is controlling who. Okay? And saving everything for when your man makes his big move. So you have it right there to make you move back with him, okay? Everything is perfect.
I thought that Emmanuel Stewart make an excellent commentator as well as a trader in that case.
Same might be said for you, pal. That was echoing across Larry's thoughts. between the last round. Fourth round. Hearns just trying to stay loose. He did that against you too, Ray.
Well, I think Benitez now is trying to get in some body shots. I'm quite sure he's going to try to throw some. But Tommy, he surprised me again. He can box. The guy really can box. Lateral movement, and he utilized the ring very well. And see, the problem that Benitez is having the fact of getting close enough to him, because it's really hard to hit Tommy.
Of course, a big money fight somewhere down the road, very likely for the winner of this fight. Marvin Hagler awaits somebody. Both men would like to have him. That was Benitez. No damage.
Well, I think both these young men are looking for bigger paydays, even with marvelous Marvin Hagler. In fact, the winning, having an impressive showing here, especially by a knockout. I mean, without question, Hagler will probably be next. And each guy's trying to find a big punch to land on each other. I think Tommy, the straight right hand, and Benitez, probably a looping right hand, the one I threw on.
We look for a tactical fight. It is a tactical fight. A little scraping under the left eye, it looks like, of Wilfred Benitez.
Those are the type of left jabs thrown by Tommy is what I was talking about. He has to be very consistent with that left jab. Keep him busy. Keep Benitez thinking. He has to use that left jab more often.
Hearns getting the better of it early on here. There's a little marking under the left eye of Benitez. It is nothing to worry about at this juncture.
I have a feeling, Barry, that Tommy is going to eventually measure up to Benitez and catch him with a good punch.
Well, so far, Hearns is getting off quicker and getting out quicker.
What's going to be the turning point in this fight is the fact that when Tommy is able to land a clean right hand and Benitez is still there, Benitez won't respect Tommy as much. I think there's still a lot of respect that Benitez holds for Tommy Hearns' punching power.
And Tommy Hearns is being given a 1-point penalty for hooking the back of the head. Holding, actually.
That being the case, that was Benitez's best round. We're going to take a look here and to show you how Benitez is such a master boxer in making his opponent miss, Larry.
Well, Tommy is still a little tight. He haven't really loosened up. He started to loosen up in that round, but he's got to loosen up a little bit more.
One thing I've noticed, Larry, it seemed to me that while everyone was expecting Benitez to frustrate Hearns by making him miss, and it appears to me that Benitez is now getting a little frustrated and being more offensive than he likes to be.
Yes, but Benitez is starting to come forward, and Tommy is starting to back up a little bit, and that's going to make a difference in this fight.
This is the 5th round. Hearns on the right, Benitez on the left. Octavio Moran taking 1 point away from Tommy Hearns for holding and hitting.
Well, that deduction of that 1 point, I think you're going to see a couple more points deducted because, see, it's not because it's Tommy Hearns' fault. It's just the way that Benitez fights. He gets inside, he feints you and everything. He comes in with his head down. And Tommy, being as tall as he is, part naturally is going to put his arm on his man's head to stop any headbutts.
Hearns going to the body early on here in this round.
Benitez moving, and he's using the ring, and he won't let Tommy set.
Up on his toes more than I've seen Wilfred Benitez.
Again, I think it's going to take one big punch thrown by Tommy, and for Benitez to say, well, okay, I can take this guy's best shot, because that's what I was thinking about. I knew Tommy could punch, and I messed around to see how hard he could punch. And he hit with a good shot. From then on, I said, this guy can't really hurt me that much.
Well, you heard Emanuel Stewart between the third and fourth round saying, everything off the jab, everything off the jab. And Hearns has been pretty effective with the jab so far. Got a left hand right there behind the left jab. Benitez getting inside for just a moment on Hearns.
What's happening, Benitez is starting to mesmerize Tommy. You know, the way he's doing all those feints. And Tommy's waiting. This is a mistake. You can't wait for a guy like Benitez. He makes you fall asleep.
Hearns got the better of that exchange as Benitez tried to get inside, and Hearns tagged him in the head a couple of times with the left hand.
Benitez gives you all those body feints with the hands, with the head, and then all of a sudden he comes across with his right hand, left hook, anything. Any particular punch he's able to throw. Like he attempted to throw that right hand there, which missed.